Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Pleasure Priority Podcast with me, Amber Taylor. This is the podcast all about how you can have the audacity to put yourself and your pleasure first, which ultimately shapes a life perfect for you. We discuss friends and family, career and money, oppression, healing, and mental health, current events, and historical ones too. Basically, all things life and pleasure and how you can create more of it authentically. I'm your host, Amber Taylor, and it's my pleasure to talk to you every week. Let's tune in. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Pleasure Priority Podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about my last trip. And not a trip like travel, but a trip like Shrooms. It was a great time. But I did learn a couple things that I wanted to come on and talk about today. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. First lesson, or what I deemed the first lesson to be, was ask for what you want, which sounds self-explanatory and like it makes sense and definitely something that I've said before, but I seem to understand it in a very different way. I was with my friends. It was book club. It was a pool party. We were all having a great time. And I found myself having this expectation that people would just do things for me without me asking for them or saying that I wanted them or even hinting at it. Like basically just read my mind and meet my needs. And I found myself getting like upset or frustrated at certain times because people weren't reading my mind and meeting my needs. Which sounds crazy, but it's something that we all do. And it goes back to having, I think I've talked about this on this podcast before, maybe not, but like a rubric or a manual for yourself and other people, or like a syllabus, or like basically what needs to happen for you to be in good standing or make the mark or meet the need or be a good person or whatever it is. We all have the list of things that people should do, but we often don't tell people what's on that list or how they can even meet our needs. We just expect these things, and then we feel certain ways about that subsequently. So one of the things I wanted was some food. I was in the pool and I did not want to get out the pool, but I still wanted to eat. And I wanted people to notice that I haven't eaten and like bring me food and just take care of me in that way. But everybody was doing their own thing. And I don't know, whatever. They could have been paying attention, maybe not. Likely everybody was on something that day. So nobody was really paying attention to me and my needs. And I was just expecting them to, and waiting and sitting there hungry and like, what should I do? Who should I ask? Should I even ask? Why don't people notice that I'm hungry? Like all this stuff. And it was as simple as like, as soon as I opened my mouth, one of my friends who was out of the pool standing up, and I was like, hey, can you get me, some macaroni and a burger? And she was like, yeah. She went and she brought it back. And then I ate in the pool. And it was literally as simple as that, as asking for what you want. And I don't know why that impacted me in the way that it did, but it was so illuminating to see like, hey, other people have other things going on. Other people cannot read my mind. Other people have their own shit, their own brains, their own everything. They're on their own trip. And for me to expect people to treat me a certain way or do things for me or whatever without me asking and then getting upset about it and then like ruining my own day about it is not helpful at all. And it doesn't make sense when all you have to do is ask. And then later in the night, we were all talking. We were all done with the trip at this point. And one of my friends was like, yo, you ate? Like you were with me in the pool all day. How'd you eat? And I was like, yeah, somebody brought me food. She was like, oh man, like nobody brought me food, and like was about to get upset about it. And then another one of my friends was like, bitch, you didn't ask. And that is it right there. Like she was about to get upset in like her own right, because it's like, damn, like she got food, I didn't get food, somebody wasn't thinking about me, and like the same things that I was thinking about. Granted, I wasn't thinking about my friends at this point or what they needed or what was going on with them or anything. It was just all about me. And when I asked, I received. And I saw like somebody else wanting something, not asking for it, and then being upset for not getting it. And the crux here is, if you want it, ask. Even if you don't get it, just putting that intention into the universe of like, hey, this is what I want, and I'm asking for it. You may not get it on the first try. You may have to do it yourself, but also it may be done for you when you ask it to be. And the more you practice that, the more you'll get it back to you in that manner. So yeah, ask for what you want. And another lesson that I learned or relearned is that everybody is the main character in their own story. So we've heard a lot about main character energy and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's true for you, and it's also true for everyone. So kind of in the same breath as ask for what you want, but like everybody has their own shit going on. Good shit, bad shit, confusing shit, crazy shit, all the shit. It's going on for everybody all at the same time. And we may collectively like be there for somebody at one point in time, but that doesn't mean other people don't have things going on. And knowing that yours is just as important as everybody else's is very, very important. You don't need to push yourself to the wayside. You don't need to worry about everybody else always. And the next lesson that I learned from my trip is everybody's the main character of their own story. And granted, we've heard a lot about like main character energy, but how does that manifest in the different things that we're doing with the people around us? And how can we be the main character while simultaneously having the other people in our lives be the main character of their own story? And if you're like me, which you might be if you're listening to this podcast, we put other people first, or have a tendency to put other people first. Oh, so-and-so needs this, or how's this person doing, or what's going on with them, or what can I do to help, or how can I make this person feel more included, or whatever the case may be. And it's okay to embrace your own main character energy. I remember I was in the pool all day. And I was looking at one friend, and like she was kind of like off to herself. And I was like, oh, like I wonder if she's okay. Like I should start a conversation with her, do something, or like, whatever. And then I was looking at another one of my friends who, oh my gosh, what's up with her? I know that she recently had a fight with the dude she's talking to. Like, what's up with that? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then like, oh, this person is way too into this dance and running by the pool. Like she might fall in. Like I was being somebody's mom. Like I was always worrying about everybody else where I wasn't paying attention to myself. And the thing about that is it's a balance. You don't want to be too self-involved, but you also don't want to ignore yourself. It's a delicate line in the middle, or maybe not even so delicate, but it's understanding that you are also a main character, and so is everybody else in their own individual stories. So I guess my main point of this is like when you see yourself as the main character of your own story, you take more authority, more ownership, more accountability of how things go. When you see yourself as like kind of a side character, a supporting role or whatever, like you're a lot more willing to just go with the flow and let other people do what they want and not really speak up for yourself and what you want. So this goes hand in hand for asking what you want, but it's also seeing yourself as somebody who deserves to get what they want, who deserves to ask, who deserves to have, who just deserves, period. And when you see yourself as that, you are able to take more control of your life, more ownership, more autonomy, more everything, because you see yourself as the person who's going to do that instead of the person that helps somebody else do it or needs help doing it. Like, you are the main character, you are the protagonist and the antagonist. Like, you are it all at different points of your life, and own that. And I think why these lessons came up for me so prevalently is because of where I'm at in my own personal journey, something that I'm calling a regression, but not necessarily in a bad way. But kind of over the last few weeks, I have noticed myself in more of like a higher anxiety type of state and more conscious of like my words and how other people relate to me. And I've been finding myself like scared to speak up, scared to take up space, having a little lack of confidence and things of that nature, a kind of like embodying a previous version of myself. And I just want to normalize that a little bit, add some humility and some humanity to this process called life and growth work and healing work, because it's not linear. It doesn't always make sense. And sometimes we go back and we have to regress and relearn lessons in different ways. And it's something that everyone does. I do want to normalize this. Whenever you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? How do I handle this? What is life? Look at a baby, because anything that a baby does is what we're supposed to do. It is our most natural state. It is when we are least emboldened to the way that society operates and all of that. So babies go through regressions all the time. I know a couple of my friends have kids and their kids are going through sleep regressions right now and waking up in the middle of the night multiple times when they were sleeping through the night. And that just happens. It happens with growth. It happens with change. It happens when things are coming, things need to move. And it makes sense that it happens in our adult life too. So I think these lessons came back to me in this way just to show that, like, hey, this is what's going on right now. This is what's important for you to learn and to know and to act on right now. And this is what's important for you to share. So I'm right there with y'all going through this journey called life together, figuring this shit out the best I can as I do it. But like, kind of in the end, in summation, the last learning is like, I'm a boss ass bitch. And I think I was forgetting that, but I'm here to remember it for myself and remind y'all too that you're incredible. You're amazing. You've accomplished so much. You've defied so many odds. You have been going relentlessly, figuring this shit out and making mistakes along the way, living along the way, triumphing along the way, sharing it with people, growing, separating, releasing, all the things. And you're still here. You're still fighting. You're still kicking. You're still growing. You're still thriving. And that's a boss ass bitch. And sometimes we forget. I forget too. But I just want to make sure that y'all know it's okay to be wherever you are in this journey. It's okay to move forward, move back, move wherever. It's okay to relearn lessons. It doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. It just means that you have more to learn about this particular thing. So I just want to offer that to y'all and share a little bit of my journey, my life with you. I think those were my main lessons. And I love shrooms, just to say again, they're a great time. But with that, y'all, I'll talk to you soon. And I hope you have an amazing week. Remember, you're a boss ass bitch. Hey, friends. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Pleasure Priority Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's your pleasure, check me out on Instagram at Amber Taylor Coaching and my website, www.ambertaylorcoaching.com, for more on increasing your pleasure across all aspects of life. As always, make sure to follow the show and check back each week for a new episode. I'd also love it if you'd leave an honest rating and review, and if you'd share the show with anyone else you think would benefit. Much love. Talk soon, friends.